The video you're watching is not from a Banana Republic, although the plot twist could fool you. It's not the trailer for your next war hero blockbuster either, and no, that's definitely not the US Army prepping for a mission in Afghanistan. Nope.
Media, behind the planners! Sir, you too, behind the planners!
I couldn't tell if you were joking.
This is right here, on the streets of America, in the seat of government itself, Washington, D.C., for reasons known only to the political soap opera writers in charge, the US military, not the police, flooded the streets to confront American citizens who dared to oppose Trump. And the official excuse? Oh, it's a good one. They're here to overthrow the police because, according to Trump lately, the police apparently don't know how to do their jobs. Which begs the question, what's next? Are we going to have the Navy run parking enforcement? Maybe the Air Force to hand out speeding tickets? So here you have it, folks, the US Army's latest deployment. Not Baghdad, not Kabul, but Main Street, USA. Congratulations, soldiers, you've just been promoted to traffic cop. So, on this episode of Code Blue in America, the breaking news segment, let's dive into a hot potato that's been roasting for a while now. Should we really be sending Uncle Sam's troops into our own city streets? Cue the posse comitatus, act the 19th century legal gatekeeper designed to keep our military out of local policing. And guess what? The law still says, nope, federal troops don't do traffic stops or protest crowd control. Except for a few very narrow exceptions that make Washington lawyers sweat. First, the legal landscape here is like a game of legal limbo. The Brennan Center for Justice and the Federation of American Scientists Project on Government Secrecy remind us that the posse comitatus principle isn't just a suggestion, it's a clear boundary. When presidents try to deploy troops for domestic protests, courts start flashing their red cards. Reuters and The Guardian have reported on lawsuits popping up like weeds, with Congress worried about where this is headed. It's like a reality television show but with more legal briefs and less popcorn. Now, let's talk about practicality. The military's job is to defeat enemies abroad, not to handcuff protesters or mediate shouting matches on the streets of LA or DC. The Washington Post and the Brennan Center point out that soldiers aren't trained in the subtle arts of community policing, de-escalation, empathy, or the nuanced protection of civil liberties. Imagine sending a soldier to a protest and expecting a TED Talk on peaceful resolution. Spoiler alert, it's not going to happen. What could go wrong? Oh, just the usual. Excessive force, civilian harm, and a PR nightmare. And then there's the danger to our democracy itself. The Texas National Security Review and the Washington Post warn about the military becoming a political pawn, undermining the sacred tradition of an apolitical armed force. Once the troops start taking sides on home turf, trust erodes faster than you can say civil-military relations. It's like inviting the referee to play on one of the teams. Suddenly, no one believes in fair play. But wait, there's more. The Brennan Center emphasizes the chilling effect on free speech when tanks roll through protests instead of community leaders rolling up their sleeves. Litigation, political blowback, and escalating violence could all be on the menu if this path continues. And let's not forget the military's own morale, strained by confusing missions and potential legal risks. Even our global standing takes a hit when America looks like a nation cracking down on its own citizens with armed forces rather than democratic dialogue. So what's the prescription? Civilian law enforcement, stronger and better funded, plus federal aid where needed, says the Washington Post. Use the Insurrection Act only as a nuclear option, with congressional oversight keeping it honest, per Brennan Center recommendations. And always, always follow up with independent investigations to keep the public's trust. Bottom line, deploying federal troops to American streets to handle protests is like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Legally shaky, operationally clumsy, and politically explosive. Safer, smarter alternatives exist, and they need to be the first call, not a last-ditch headline grab. And that's the cold truth on Code Blue in America, only on OGM News.
All right, friends, here's the deal. We need your support to level up our game. How can you help? Simple. Like, share, and drop a comment. Shower us with your love, your applause, or even your brutally honest displeasure. We can take it, we promise. Your feedback fuels us, even if it stings a little. And before you dash off, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Heck, if you're feeling retro, send us a carrier pigeon or a smoke signal. Stay awesome, stay witty, and we'll see you next time.